Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Gananaham Tva Ganapatigum Havavahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shrinvannuti Visida Sadhanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashiva Samarambam Shankara Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Parchantam Vande Shri Guru Paramparam Om Shri Shankaracharya Swami Ne Namaha Om Sahana Bhavato Sahano Bhunakto Sahavirjam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadidamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. We'll start.
Namaste Mahodaya. Bhanu Rekha Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Ashocyanan Vashocastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase Gatasuna Gatasunschа Nanushocanti Panditaha.
Lalita Ramachandran Bhagini.
Yes, Bhavi. Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipa nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatha param.
Good. Janadipaha. Not Janadipa. The Visarga should be added. Okay.
Shall I raise that once more, sir?
Yeah, once again, slowly.
Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatha param.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Mahodaya. Dehinosmin yeta dehe kaumarya yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptihi dhirastatranna muhyati.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am. Matra sparshastu kaunteya Shitoshna sukha dukkadaha Agama payino nityaha Tasti tikshasva bharata.
Very good. I think we did up to this shloka yesterday, right?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Okay. Only thing is that this Dehinosmin Yatha Dehe Kaumaram Yavvanam Jara. This particular thing talks about the transformations in the body where one of the stages gets killed, the new stage is born. Similarly, there is also a kind of transmigration of the soul. That is what is the shloka that is talking about. I'll recommend if somebody is interested to know more about this one. I have got two videos available, which is from Swami Tadatmananda. One video is around 25 minutes of time. It talks beautifully about the process of transmigration. See, if you look at that way, this is not physics or chemistry, this is pure philosophy. So you may have to understand it with a philosophical mindset. And I would give the link to Kanchana Bahiri today, and whoever is interested to understand this particular topic well, they can perhaps go to these two videos. One is about transmigration. The other one is that what happens at the time, what happens to people when they die. What is after death. How the things all change, how the soul moves. So he has made two wonderful videos, and those things will lay a lot of foundation for those of you who will be interested to know this particular thing. Because not everybody will be interested in knowing this because there are some people who has reservations in terms of trying to know more about these kinds of things. But if some of you are interested in knowing this Dehantara Praptihi, what is Dehantara Praptihi, what happens at the time of death, that the body falls and how does it move, he has done a very nice two videos he has made. You can take time to go through this. I do not know in the first shot itself you'll be able to get the full meaning of that. And after some time, in case some of you feel that we need to have a discussion on that or have one more run through of the entire thing, I won't mind doing that. But I would leave it to you all to go through it. The other point I wanted to make is that in this particular discussion, class, we are discussing certain more things than on each one of the shlokas. Okay. So if some of you are interested in knowing more and more, maybe you may have to also put some effort in terms of getting into some lectures available in YouTube of various Mahatmas in terms of the Bhagavad Gita topics. And whatever shlokas we have done, if we can just also listen to them, we'll have a lot of better perspectives, because I am only taking bits and pieces of whatever I have heard and trying to put them together to make this kind of a talk. In fact, there are very, very fantastic Mahatmas who will be able to provide a beautiful idea about one of these topics. So those of you are interested, they can look into that also. And there are also some people who may be using Bhagavad Gita chanting as a source of mental tranquility. Like the way we chant Vishnu Sahasranamam or Lalita Sahasranamam. When we chant that, then we also feel that then half an hour of time that we chant those mantras, we feel that we are relaxed, our mind calms down, etc. So this is one of the ways of calming the mind, like chanting Hare Rama Hare Krishna Nama Sankirtana, or chanting chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, Bhagavad Gita, Lakshmi Lalita Sahasranam, etc. Chanting itself has got its own values in terms of Chitta Chutti will be able to get that. At least those half an hour, the mind will be put under a different type of frame. So some of you may like to do it only from chanting perspective. Some of you may be interested in understanding the meaning. Some of you will be interested in understanding more about these topics, because at the end of the day, these slokas need to be understood very well. So depending on that, you may have to take whatever is discussed in the class as the initial trigger, and then based on your liking, you can pursue. And if you have anything that I can help, I'll definitely help you out. Okay. Thank you. So I'll suggest these two videos. Whoever is interested, they can perhaps go through these videos that talks beautifully about what is Dehantara Praptihi. And as I told you, this is not a science that you can go and prove, like experimentation of how does a body float, how does balloon goes up in that. Those are physics experiments. But these are all not such kinds of experiments that can be proven. So as I told you, we have to have Shraddha in terms of believing whatever our gurus or these Vedantas, Vakyas, whatever is coming out of that is a truth, and then we may have to start exploring it ourselves. Okay. So with that, we'll go to the next shloka. So in this particular case, in this shloka, they say that like the way everything is happening, the body changes are there. Dehantara Prapti also is there for the human beings. And Dhiraha, they don't, na mukhyati. Mukhyati is getting disturbed. Na mukhyati, they don't get disturbed by all such kinds of transformations that take place, which also includes getting a new deha. Go to the next shloka.
Beena Raja Bhagini.
Yes, Bhagini.
Yam hina vyatayant ete
Vyatayante.
Yam hina vyatayant ete
Yam hina vyatayante. Yam hina vyatayante.
Purusham Purusharshaba.
Purusham Purusharshaba. Purusham Purusharshaba.
Yam hina vyatayant ete
Yam
Purusham Purusharshaba.
यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ
Next.
हरिहरन् महोदय
हरि ओम सर।
Hari Om. Sama dukkha sukham dhiram.
समदुःख सुखं तीरं समदुःख सुखं तीरं
You can say sukham dhiram because that ka and da and dhiram is
सुखं तीरं समदुःख सुखं तीरं समदुःख सुखं धीरं
sukham dhiram because it's sukhan dhiram. Sukhandi dhiram.
सुखं धीरं
Sama dukkha sukham dhiram.
समदुःख सुखं धीरं समदुःख सुखं धीरं
Saha
सह सह
amrutatvaya
अमृतत्वाय अमृतत्वाय
somrutatvaya
सोमृतत्वाय सोमृतत्वाय
upate
कल्पते कल्पते
somrutatvaya kalpate.
सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते
Sama dukkha sukham dhiram. Somrutatvaya kalpate.
समदुःख सुगन्धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते समदुःख सुगन्धीरं सुगन्धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते
Good. Next.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय
Yam hi navyatayantyete purusham purusharshava.
यं हि न व्यतयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ यं हि न व्यतयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ
Next.
लीना मेहुल्दामा भगिनी
Yes, ma'am.
Samadukha sukhandiram somrutatvaya kalpate.
समदुःख सुखन्धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते समदुःख सुखन्धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते.
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन् भगिनी
Can you chant the first line 2 times slowly?
यं हि न व्यतयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ यं हि न व्यतयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ
Good. Next.
आर् विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी
The second line 2 times. Can you chant?
नमस्ते महोदय
Namaste.
समदुःखसुखन्धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते समदुःखसुखन्धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते
Good. Next.
बीवी लक्ष्मी भगिनी
Yes, Patni.
Chant the 2 lines slowly once.
Okay, sir. Yam hinavyadapyanteta te te purushan purusharshabham samadukka sukandhiram somrutatvaya kalpate.
Okay. Next.
के ललिता भगिनी
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःखसुखन्धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते
Good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय
Say
Should I chant both the lines?
The lines together once.
Ha. Yam hi na vyathayantete purusham purusharshabha samadukka sukhandhiram somrutattvaya kalpate.
Very good. One more person.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Ram sir.
Ram
Yam
Ram.
hina vyatanayantyete purusham purushatshapa shaba samadukka sukandhiram somrutattvaya kalpate.
And the first line once again.
Yam hina vyatanayantyete purusham.
There is a small mistake. Vyatayanti means getting disturbed. Vyatayanti. Vyatayanti yete vyatayantyete. Vyatayanti yete vyatayantyete. Okay. Na vyatayanti yete. Now yam hina vyatayantyete. So it is vyatayanti is the verb.
Okay, sir. Yam hina vyatayantyete purusham purushatshapa. Correct typo?
Good.
Thank you, sir.
All of you chanted well. We'll go to the meaning of this shloka. Purusham Purushar Shaba. Purushar Shaba means that Shaba, no, Purusha Rishabha. Purusham Purusha Rishabha. That is, he is addressing Arjuna as Rishabha among Purushas. I think in few classes back, I told that Purusha does not mean it is masculine in Vedic language. Purusha means a being, human being. So here he says Purusham Purushashava. Purushashava. He addresses Arjuna as a Rishabha among Purushas. A Rishabha among Purushas means, if you look at Rishabha is a bull. A bull stands out in a herd of cattle. We have a lot of cattle going. A bull will stand out, which means that it looks majestic, it looks big, it stands out in a group of cattle when they go through. So and it is very powerful also. So he says that here he is addressing Arjuna as Purusha Rishabha among Purushas. Okay, a strong warrior. Okay. The second thing is that he is Arjuna by birth, he is a warrior. By birth, he is a Kshatriya. So when you want to become a warrior, say if you look at, you are going to work in armed forces in India or any other parts of any country, those people undergo a tremendous amount of physical drill. They may have to work in high altitude. They may have to work under extreme weather conditions. It may be very hot desert in the Rajasthan. They have to be there. It may be extremely cold in Kargil weather. They have to be there. So for them, the training of these army people are such that the external factors of Sita, Ushna, all those things does not really trouble them. They have got one fixed capability, one fixed motive of protecting the country. So these people, the army people or warriors or Kshatriyas, they are per se conditioned for such kinds of environmental vagaries. When you have a big calamity in some Brahmaputra river, or there's a flood problem or tsunami problem, we only call army people because they know how to manage the adverse situation and also rescue people. So he is now addressing him as a Purusha Shaba, the Rishabha among the person, but he is also a warrior. So for him, the external factors to a great extent are, he knows how to manage it. He is not going to be coiled down by the temperature or rain or difficulties in terrain, obstacles, etc. Because in the previous shloka, Matra Sparshas Kaunteya Shitoshna Shugadakadaha. No? So you have to bear that. That's what we saw in the previous shloka, right? Matra Sparshas Kaunteya Shitoshna Shugadukkataha. You may have cold, Shitaha, you may have Ushna, you may have to bear with them. That's what he had told. But now when you look at Arjuna, he is already conditioned for such external things. Okay, one. And he is also a matured person. He is already a matured person. That is the reason why he was able to surrender himself to Lord Krishna and ask for his support. So he says that once these kinds of people who are able to manage the external situations very well, and also have a bhava or attitude of sama, dukkha, sukham, who are able to have equanimity with respect to sukha and dukkha. Sukha and dukkha are primarily mind. Okay, mind only is happy or mind is sad. Mind is sorrowful. Mind is down with grief. All those kinds of things are a part of the mind. So a person who is able to manage himself equally with sukha and dukkha, and he is also able to manage the external environment. So that particular conditioning of the mind and conditioning of the body makes these people, these specific better people among the people, make them those people, amritatvaya kalpate. These people are eligible to have self-realization. Or amritatvam is eternity. Mrita is death. Amritatva is eternity. So he says that you are a Purusha Shabha, series of external things. And once you are able to also develop the attitude of dukkha and sukha, you are able to look at it with equanimity, you automatically become eligible for liberation. Saha amritatvaya kalpate. Amritatvam is, we know that body only dies, Atma continues. And once I understand that I am the Atma, then you reach Amritam. You are a person who achieved that level of liberation. So he is telling that those kinds of Purushas are capable of getting Amritatvam, and you are also one of those kinds of people. So he is telling Arjuna that you are already a fit candidate as far as understanding and all these things and getting eligibility for moksha. Okay, that's what he is now telling to Arjuna. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Na asatah.
Na asatah.
Na
Na
asato. Yeah.
Nasato.
Vidyate.
Vidyate.
Bhavah.
Bhavah.
Nasato vidyate bhavah.
Nasato vidyate bhavah. Nasato vidyate bhavah.
Na abhavah.
Na abhavah. Na abhavah.
Na bhavo vidyate satah.
Na bhavo vidyate satah. Na bhavo vidyate satah.
Nasato vidyate bhavah. Na bhavo vidyate satah.
Nasato vidyate bhavah. Na bhavo vidyate satah. Nasato vidyate bhavah. Na bhavo vidyate satah.
Very good.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
Yes.
Ubayoho
Ubayoho
api.
api
Ubayorapi
ubayorapi
drishtah
दृष्टः
antah
अन्तः
drishtontah
दृष्टोऽन्तः
ubayorapi drishtontah.
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः
Just 1 second. Anayoho
अनयोः
tatvadarshibhihi
अत्वदर्शिभिः
tatvadarshibhi tatvam
तत्व
tatvamasi tatva.
ओके तत्वदर्शिभिः
Ubayorapi drishtontatvanayos. I think ubayorapi drishtontah anayos tatvadarshibhihi should have been correct. I think It's not Tvanayo. Anayo Tatvadarshibhi. When you have a break there, Ubayo Rapi Drishtontaha. Anayo Tatvadarshibhi. That is the way it should be. Otherwise, Ubayo Rapi Drishtontas Tvanayo Tatvadarshibhi. When you continuously chant, it becomes Tvanayo Tatvadarshibhi. Okay. You can say Anayo Tatvadarshibhi. Okay.
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः Thank you.
Okay, next.
Hariharan Mahodaya.
हरि ओम सर हरि ओम सर
हरि ओम नासतो विद्यते भावः
नासतो विद्यते भावः नासतो विद्यते भावः
नाभावो विद्यते सतः
नाभावो विद्यते सतः नाभावो विद्यते सतः
नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः
नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः
Good.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
हाँ भगिनी
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः
अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः तनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
Yoho, you can use. What I would suggest is that once you are able to chant the second line very well, you can perhaps chant it a full. Ubayorapi drishtontatvanayostattvadarshibihi. Maybe you can avoid that gap, taha and anayoho. You can chant it fully. Ubayorapi drishtontatvanayostattvadarshibihi. Okay?
May I chant?
Yeah, you chant that way.
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तत्त्वयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
Okay.
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तत्त्वयो
No, tatvayo. Upayorapi drishtontatvanayostattvadarshibihi. I'll tell you the words in this particular line. Ubayaha, api, drishtaha, antaha, anayoho, tattvadarshibihi. That is the way it is.
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तस्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
That is very good. Correct. Repeat again.
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तस्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
Very good. That's you are perfectly chanted. Yeah. Next, please.
Veena Raja Bhagini.
Yes, Mahodaya.
नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तत्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि उभयोरपि
तत्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अनयोः तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
Okay.
अन्तः अनयोः तत्त्वदर्शिभिः दृष्टोऽन्तत्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयो तत्त्वदर्शिभिः उभयोरपि त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः.
Good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी HR भगिनी.
Both lines should I
And both the
chant
lines
once?
slowly, yeah.
नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः.
You can say Ubayorapi Drittontattvanayostattvadarshibhi Tattvanayostattvadarshibhi.
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तत्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तत्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः.
Next.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, two lines.
नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तर्मनयोस्त्वद्दिशिभिः
Darshibihi. Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, both the lines together.
नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टान्तः अनयोतत्त्वदर्शिभिः.
Now you can try to chant Ubayorapi Drittontattvanayostattvadarshibhi.
उभयोरपि दृष्टन्तत्वयो दृष्टन्तत्
Drishtos, Drishtaha, Antaha becomes Drishtontaha. That is a Sandhi rules in Sanskrit. Drishtontatvat, Drishtontatva, Inayostatvadarshibhi, Ubayorapi Drishtontattvanayostatvadarshibhi.
उभयोरपि दृष्टन्तत्वनयोतत्त्वदर्शिभिः उभयोरपि दृष्टन्तत्त्वनयोतत्त्वदर्शिभिः. Need some practice, sir.
Yeah, that's it. It's okay. I think so long as you understand the various words in that, you will be able to chant. Because initially the tongue will not cooperate. Though you know it,
Yes.
tongue will not cooperate. It will become automatic. One more person before we go to the meaning. Yeah.
BB Lakshmi भगिनी.
Yes, Bhagini. नासतो विद्यते भावाः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृश्योऽन्तत् त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः.
Good. I think once you practice, you'll be able to get it. We'll get to the meaning of this. We have the first word, na asataha. So, na asata means that is the na asataha. So, there is one word called asataha. There's another word called bhavaha. Bhavaha means existence. Sat, asat. So, here he talks about asat. Na asataha vidyate bhavaha is existence. Similarly, na abhavaha. So, non-existence is called na abhavaha. Vidyate sataha. Okay. So, if you look at that way, existence, the first one, nasato vidyate bhavaha. Existence, asataha, na bhavaha vidyate. Asataha means anything that is asat does not have existence. So now the question arises in everybody's mind, what is asat? Asat does not exist is the meaning that is the first pada. So what is asat? Okay. Now you look at a clay pot. Again, I'll take clay pot. So you look at a clay pot. The clay pot is sat or asat? Is it real or not real?
Asat. It is real.
Real,
Okay.
sir.
It is real. So clay pot is, so you are able to see the clay pot, right? Okay. But the pot, does it have existence on its own?
No.
No, sir.
No.
Pot's existence is only dependent upon,
Space.
sorry?
Space.
No, it depends on the
Man-made.
clay.
The man who makes it.
No, it depends on the clay.
Depends on the
Okay.
material.
Depends on the clay.
Material.
Clay. So the pot is made of clay. The pot does not have existence on its own. Its dependence for existence is purely on the clay. So pot is asat. It does not have its own existence. Its existence is on clay. If clay does not exist, pot does not exist. Pot does not exist, clay can exist. Correct? Clay does not depend on its existence on the pot, whereas the pot has dependence on its existence on clay. Is it clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Depending on something for its existence is called asat. It may be visible to you, but so long as it is dependent upon something else for existence, it is called asat. Okay. One more example. I am wearing a shirt. Is this shirt asat or sat?
Asat.
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 Asat or sat. You see it, no?
But it depends upon the cotton or the material you make.
Exactly. So the shirt depends for its existence on the cloth. Only when the cloth exists, the shirt exists. The cloth does not exist, the shirt does not exist. So the shirt is asat. Okay. Now, is cloth asat or sat?
Again, it is an asat.
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 Yeah.
Because
Depends
the
upon
cloth
the
cannot exist in absence of thread.
thread.
Only when thread is there, cloth is existing. If thread is not there, cloth does not exist. So, cloth also is asat. Thread does is sat or asat?
Asat.
Huh? Thread is asat.
Asat.
It depends on what?
Because of the material like cotton or silk or wood.
Cotton.
Thread is also again asat. So you are a Vedantic, you are becoming fast Vedantic student. You say everything is Maya now. Okay. So you say that thread is also asat. Okay. Then thread depends on cotton. Is cotton asat or asat?
Asat. Sir.
Cotton also is asat because it depends on its life on the plant. Okay. Is
Or something.
plant
Yes.
sat or asat?
Plant is
Plant is
It depends on what?
Depends on what.
Asat.
Asat. So when you start analyzing this, what is Sat and what is Asat, you will find that whatever you see in the world of objects is all Asat. So Adi Shankaracharya says that world is mithya. No, world is mithya means is not that Maya or a dream. It is whatever you see is now incapable of existence on its own. So it is called Asat. You get my point? So when you start doing like this, asat and sat, asat and sat, asat and sat, you will realize that there's only one sat, that is Brahman. There's no other sat. Everything will unfold into one Brahman. From there, everything has come. Okay. So that's what we'll also further discuss about. Next question I'll ask you. When you go to the ocean, okay, you see the waves, right? The waves are asat or sat?
Asat. Sir.
Asat, sir.
Asat.
Asat.
So waves does not exist in the absence of ocean, correct? So that is also asat. Okay. So if you look at it, that particular perspective, you find that the whole world of whatever you see, it's all asat. So asat means anything that cannot exist on its own is asat. It doesn't mean that it does not exist. It exists. The shirt exists. Shirt is. Book is. But the existence is means existing. This Amrutanjan is. So it is existing. But the existence of this is dependent upon somebody, then that is called asat. Anything that exists on its own is a sat. Okay, so this is one thing that we need to understand. So what he says it, na asataha, sorry, asataha bhavaha na. It is asat, there is no existence. That's what the first father telling us. Na, this nasato, no, na asataha vidyate bhavaha, you should say asataha vidyate na bhavaha. That is the way you should understand. So the existence is not there for anything that is asat. One. The other thing is that so now anything that exists on its own is a sat. So that is the other thing that you try to keep in your mind. Then there's one more thing, like there's only one example taken by the literature that I was reading by Dayananda Saraswati Swami. No, you see human beings, right? Human beings exist. They exist. Then do you also see the cows and other animals having horn? That also exist. So horns exist, cows also exist, but do you have, and Manushya also exists, human beings also exist. Supposing somebody says Manushya Stringi, man with a horn, does that exist or not?
No, sir.
No.
So 100% you can say that does not exist. You understand? Asat is something which depends on its existence for something else, whereas a man with a horn is something which cannot exist if it does not exist. So we call those things as tucha. Something that is not possible for existence is a tucha. Something that exists on its own, something that exists because of something else is called asat. And something that exists on the only thing that exists on its own is sat. Okay, and that parabrahmam that we have, the brahmam that we have is a sat. So we say that brahmam satyam jnanam anantam brahma. That Taittiriya Upanishad, some of you might have read Taittiriya Upanishad. In that one shloka comes satyam jnanam anantam brahma. So the brahma, when they Brahma is not the creator Brahma. That brahmam is satyam jnanam anantam brahma. That is the only reality. So only reality we have is Brahman, and the only reality that we also have is Atma. They both are same. The Atma that is indweller of us, and the Brahman is all the Satyam. That's the only reality. Beyond that, everything else is Asat. So that way, the body also becomes Asat. You know. And another thing is that Sat is the reality is something which cannot be negated in 3 periods of time. It was there, it is there, and it will be there. That is what is Sat. Okay. So now, supposing I see a building in front of me. After 10 years, I come here, that building is no more there. So the building was having an existence today, but after some time, it is not there. So that is a Asat. It is not there in 3 periods of time. This building was not there 10 years back. Building is there right now. Building may not be there after 20 years back because the owner has given it to somebody and they have made a different building. So it becomes asat. So anything that is existed in the past, existing now, and existing in future is supposed to be sat. Okay. So when you start doing this kind of analysis further and further, you yourself will come to the conclusion that there can be only one Brahman. From that Brahman, everything has come up. There is only one cause for the entire creation, and that is Brahman, that is Ishvara, that is Lord, that is Atma, that is Lord Krishna. Everything is that one single Brahman. And that Brahman, what it does is that, I think I'm slightly deviating from the topic also. When you look at creation, there's one, what happens is that one Brahman manifests itself into one material, and the other one is Chaitanya, Jada and Chaitanya. So Jada and Chaitanya are both a part of the same Brahman, and Jada is insentient, Chaitanya is what we have. So the Chaitanya that we have in the inside us, which is the same Brahman, is the one which makes this particular body seem to be having life. The same Chaitanya is the one that makes a cow exhibit life. The same Chaitanya is the one that makes even plants exhibit life. The same Chaitanyam is the same Chaitanyam is the one that makes the even worms and other things exhibit their life. So this Chaitanyam is same. One example I can tell you is that the sun is same, right? The sun is same. Whether it is going to illumine a tree, or illumine a house, or illumine an ocean, or illumine any object that you are seeing, at the end of the day, it is the same sun. Objects are multiple, objects are differently visible, but the sun is only one that is making all these things visible. Similarly, Chaitanyam or Brahman is same, and that is making all the things, be it a dog, be it a human being, be it a cow, everything, the same Chaitanyam is making them all enlivened. Like the way the sun, the same sun, she is able to, without any bias, able to make all these things known to us, illuminate to us. The same Brahman is the one which makes all these things activated or enlivened. That is another thing that we may have to think about. Then, if it is in case something discussions are becoming slightly overboard, I think I'll stop now and go to the next Shloka. Otherwise, I'll continue with some more such kinds of examples. Are you all okay, or you are getting slightly?
No, sir.
Very interesting, sir. Very good, sir. Please
Very good,
continue.
very good. We are really interested.
Okay.
Sir, I just
Sure,
want to
ரொம்ப
know.
இன்ட்ரெஸ்டா இருக்கு ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டா இருக்கு சார்
Okay. So it will be the same Chaitanya. Okay. And because I am trying to jump from one place to another place, that's the reason I am slightly cut. I do not want to confuse you also. So some of you might have. So what I am telling is that everything has got Jada and Chaitanya. Okay. Jada is insentient. The body is Jada, actually speaking. Chaitanyam is the one which makes the body act. The Chaitanyam goes away, the body becomes Jada again. Correct? So the Chaitanyam is what we need to understand. The Chaitanyam is the Antaratma. Chaitanyam is what is that we are having inside. Then you may say that, why is that somebody is realized and somebody is not realized? That is one question that we come to most of us. So now you look at this sun. The sun is comparable to, let us say, sun is the Brahman, or sun is the Atma. Let us say sunlight. Sunlight shines equally on everything, right? Across everything, you see the same sunlight. But the same sunlight, when you are able to see the sunlight passing on a pure Ganga, you are able to even see 10 feet below, and you can pull out a coin which has fallen from your pocket. And the same sunlight is also going on and falling on a ditch from where you can see nothing. So it all depends upon the sunlight is available. But depending upon the reflecting medium, what you are able to get out of sunlight can be different. There's nothing wrong with the sunlight. Similarly, Atma, the Chaitanya is same, the same sunlight. But depending on your mind-body complex, which is a ditch or it is a Ganga, it is going to reflect differently. So if you find that your body-mind complex is a ditch, we may continue to be in the samsara, having wrong kinds of thoughts. We will not be able to see the Chaitanyam, because sunlight cannot be seen in a ditch. Sunlight, if you want to see, you have to have a very, very clear water, which means your ahankara is one of the biggest ditches that is sitting in yourself. The mano, buddhi, ahankara, and not only when they are cleaned up, the Chaitanyam can be seen. Otherwise, you will not be able to see the Chaitanyam in ourselves. Okay, so this is another thing that we need to very clearly understand. I'm just slightly jumping as the thought comes to me. Then I'll just conclude with one more thing. Some of you might have even heard of Adi Shankara's Manisha Panchakam. You might have heard this Shloka called Manisha Panchakam, where Adi Shankaracharya, once he was having his bath in Ganges, and then he was walking towards the Kashi Vishwanath Swami temple. So when he was walking, after having bath to go and do the prayer at Vishwanath Swami temple, he, and along with his entourage of other Swamijis, they were all just walking towards the temple. And suddenly they found that one person, it's called Chandala, he's a dog eater. He eats dog, he's dirty, he's not clean. That fellow comes with a bunch of dogs, and then he just comes in front of the Swamiji. Then immediately they said, get away, move from here, move from here. So gacha, 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 they told that particular Chandala. This is a beautiful text of Adi Shankara. Whether Adi Shankara told or whether the devotees told, when Modi starts walking on the road, all his bouncers will say, come on, please move, like that. Maybe it would have been told by some of his disciples to asking this Chandala, was looking so dirty with some dogs in his hand. He would have told him also. Then when he was told like that, the Chandala stopped. And then looked at the Acharya and told, you are telling gacha, gacha, get out, get out. So what are you trying to do? Are you asking me to make this body move away from your body? Because my body, my jada, and your body, your jada is same. You are also made of the Pancha Dhatus. You are also made of the Pancha Bhutas. My body is also made of Pancha Bhutas. So what is that you are trying to ask? My body should be away from your body. Yours and my body are same. It has come from the same Pancha Bhutas. Okay? No, it's not the body I'm talking to. It's Chaitanyam. Your Chaitanyam and my Chaitanyam are same. Then why are you asking which Chaitanyam you are asking me to go? Your Chaitanya should go there, my Chaitanya should go. Which is that you are now demanding to go? That is the question that he asked. Then Adi Shankaracharya realizes that it is not Chandala, it is Parameshwara himself who is coming and telling him that you also have to start looking at things differently. You don't try to think that, getting up, asking people to move away because you think you are different from them. So he was giving a lesson to Adi Shankaracharya. That is what the story goes. And then he comes with 5 shlokas explaining Vedanta. That's called Manisha Panchakam. So why I am telling all these things is that we need to understand that there's one Chaitanya, which is the only existence, true existence. Just everything else is Asat. Okay. So Asat has got no existence on its own. It has got existence dependent on something else. And Sat alone is the real existence. Then I'll just try to conclude with one more small, some of you are all very good physicists, etc. You got to learn physics and other kinds of stuff. If you look at that way, everything in the universe will ultimately boil down to atom. Be it any materials that you see, it will be all have some combinations of atoms. At atom level, when 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, they join, they become water. Similarly, different combinations of atom becomes different kinds of things that you see. So the elemental particle becomes atom, and scientists have also gone below the atoms at quarks and other things that they have now found it. And Einstein also had identified that there is a E equal to mc square. He talked about energy and mass. That is, Chaitanyam is energy and mass. He said both of them are related in terms of how the energy equation he has formulated. And finally, Einstein said that I have now gone to this level of understanding the energy and mass and the universe and cosmos, but that is something beyond where everything converges as per Advaita Vedanta. That's what he had concluded. So he said, beyond this, I'm not able to go. I need to only not do physics. I need to go for philosophy, because that is where the answer is there as to what is the converging point between energy and matter. That converging point is the Brahman. That converging point is the Atman. That converging point is the everything based on which whatever you see is there. The entire thing, if you look at the entire reality that we are seeing in the world, the basic thing because of which everything is existing is because of Brahman. I exist because of Brahman. You exist because of Brahman. Everything exists on Brahman. Brahman Bokate, Parabrahman Bokate. So that is the thing that is, this is the shloka. We say that Asataha does not have existence and Sat only has existence. Yeah? So na abhavaha vidyate sataha. So for Sataha, the reality, real thing, there is no non-existence. Ubayorabi Drishtontaha, the one who is able to see these things very clearly, he is a Tattva-darshibihi. Anayoho, those people are Tattva-darshibihi. Which is the Tattva-darshibihi? Tattva is the Tattva. Brahma Tattva is the Tattva. Only Tattva in the world is Brahma Tattva. And he is called the Tattva-darshibihi. Okay, Anayoho, those people are the Tattva-darshibihi. And now, if you look at that way, a person who is an elevated person, he may look at a clay pot. He knows it's a pot, but he also knows that this is a pot of clay, and clay is the reality at this point in time. He is able to make that get. It's not that he is going to see something different, no. But he will be able to make out that this is the reality. Clay is the reality of this. If I know clay, I know all the parts. If I know ocean, I know all the waves. That's the way it is. So that he is a Tattva-darshibihi, because he is able to know what is Sat and what is Asat. When he sees Asat, he can see what is Sat in that Asat. When he sees an Asat, Tattva-darshibi is able to see the Sat in the Asat. So this is what is called a Tattva-darshibi. So the Tattva-darshibi is the person who is able to understand Sat, and the Sat is the same Brahman, the Sat is the same Atma that we have. I think I've taken a lot of time today. So I think perhaps we'll close the class today with this particular shloka. It has become slightly overdose of discussion we had. So we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Yadaksharapadapradham Matrahinam Tiyadbhaved Tatsarvam Kshamyatam Deva Narayana Namosute Visarga Bindu Matrani Padavadaksharaणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व पुरुषोत्तम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष जनार्दन रक्ष रक्ष जनार्दन रक्ष रक्ष जनार्दन हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।